Yo, 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 what's going on? My people, it's your girl, Rada Creator, coming back with another one. So today, I wanted to get into some stuff about Daniel Robinson, new details, new info that I believe is important to this case. I have actually discussed some of this stuff, but not in the detail. Like, I don't know what made me get into details, and I believe I was given information that needs to be known. So I did say something about this stuff before, but um, I actually feel like it's more details that could be gotten into, but I'm gonna try to tie it all together so it can make sense to people. That So for the people that do not know about Daniel Robinson, I believe was a 23-year-old man. Was it 23? Was 23-year-old man who went missing um out of supposedly Buckeye, Arizona. Um, Even the place that they said he went missing from is wrong, if you ask me. So it's a lot of sketchy things that are going on that got to do with this. So if you ask me, it's a lot of things that need to be revamped and need to be looked at again. So even to the place he went missing from, I don't like stuff like that. I don't like when a case even start off like that. It already tells me it's lies and deception and betrayal. So that's how I feel about it. So um what else did I want to talk about? Okay, so I'm gonna get into first I want to say I hope everybody had a good day. If not, if you on your way home, then you almost out of there. Just hang on, you got 1 more hour. You almost out of there, boo. It's almost over. So so um please for the people that might catch this later and for the people that come in, please hit the like button. It's free. So please hit that like button. I appreciate it. So let me get into what I was talking about as far as Daniel Robinson goes. Um, so the new information that I got is more so along the spiritual lines of information because I got it from the ancestors. But one thing I believe it came from Daniel, period. And that's the thing about the shift because I was told that Daniel always works evening shifts. Look, this is what I was told. So I believe Daniel told me that he always worked evening shifts. So I started asking in detail what was the shifts? What was his shifts? Like what did he work the day before that? What was he supposed to be working this day? So even if it was right and accurate that Daniel works evening shifts, right? That would mean that he was not there in the morning like they making up about 6/23/2021. So that's all the way wrong. So yeah. But anyway, so like I said, Daniel told me he always worked evening shifts. So on 6/23, his shift was supposed to be 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. On 6/22, the day before, he worked 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. So this is what made me look at everything differently. I actually said this stuff before, but with this much detail, I just wanted to add this into the whole repertoire of information. So look, so on I already said that. Okay. So Kenneth, now that we know that, Kenneth was paid or bribed by Roger to lie and call Dan's phone. Now, I even got a live or something saying this before. I just didn't have details with it. Kenneth was paid or bribed by Roger to lie and call Dan's phone. Dan never worked with Kenneth. Dan was never supposed to work with Ken. Now I've been saying that for a long, 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 long time. Now that one, I've been saying that, still saying that. So Dan was never supposed to work with Ken. Dan knew Ken from Roger. Roger had Dan's phone when Ken called. You hear that? Roger had Dan's phone when Ken called. Okay? So remember, so I'm assuming Roger used his own phone to call Ken after he did whatever he did to Daniel and told Ken to call Daniel's phone, gave him the number, and then tried to say that that was supposed to be his stuff. Now, I'm going to tie a little bit of all this stuff together to make it make sense so you understand what I'm talking about. So, anyway, what did I just say about Roger? Just called. Yeah. So he used his own phone to call Ken and tell Ken to call Dan's phone. Then Ken calls Dan's phone, and then Roger, supposed to be Dan, calls back. Here we go. I'm about to read that. So anyway, um, Dan knew Ken from Roger, right? Roger had Dan's phone when Ken called. Roger called back, trying to make it seem like Dan called back. But if we remember, now I'm about to tie it all together. If we remember, yeah, I gotta scroll across the bottom. So if we remember right, um, so Dan's real supervisor, the person that made his schedules, the person that he would report to as a supervisor, I believe he told his father, Daniel's father, in the beginning that Daniel was scheduled to work at the White Tank Mountains. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but see, it's just really, really sad because there's so many things that had this father not knowing which way is up, actually. And that was purposeful. And that was done by Roger and Ken. That's why he kept feeling that Ken was being dishonest. He really was. He wasn't even supposed to be working with him. He wasn't even supposed to be working with him. If I was Daniel's father, I would check with Kevin to see if Kevin had that Daniel was supposed to be working with a Kenneth, whatever his last name is. I got it somewhere in these records, but a Kenneth, whatever his last name is, supposed to be working at this specific location because I'm sure it's not going to be found. It's not going to be found. Something just tells me that's a lie. So let me try to fix this. Make sure. Okay, come on, baby. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right, so I think that Roger's dad, sure. I mean, not Roger's dad. Sorry, Daniel's dad should go check with Daniel's supervisor, who was Kevin. That was Daniel's supervisor. That was his boss. So if anybody knows about Daniel's whereabouts, it would be him, not this person named Ken. And damn sure not Roger. Roger is mixing it up to try to cover his own ASS, and people was going for it. Oh my gosh. Why is my stuff acting up like this? It's making me mad. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try to fix it again. Come on now. Act right. Turn it. Hold on, I'm gonna try to put it over here. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try to do it differently. They getting on my nerve. Let me see. See if I can do it like this. Maybe this might help. Maybe. Okay. So what was I saying? So I was saying Daniel's dad should try to go and question Kevin, which was Daniel's real supervisor. I feel like that man would know some things and that he might have some information that will help you put everything together and make it make sense because I don't believe that Ken, and I said this before, but I didn't get that type of information to tell me what was the usual shifts and all that type of stuff too. So the fact that Roger called back trying to pretend that it was Daniel calling back or whatever. Now it makes me tie all of that together. So when Kevin originally told Daniel's dad that Daniel was in the White Tank Mountains, if he was scheduled to work, it would be in the White Tank Mountains. He the person that make his schedule. So he should know his location. So the fact that they got him 25 miles southwest of where Daniel really was supposed to be located is crazy to me and should be paid attention to and should be revisited. So um I think all this stuff would tie together for a reason. I really feel like um it would make sense if people just stop. Get out, like, okay, get out of the stories that everybody was telling you because too many people had too many different accounts and it makes it confusing. And so you're getting information from every which way and it makes you think that, oh, well, where he worked at gotta be near the starting site. No, it does not have to be near the starting site. Also, I had also got a timeline when it came to 623, and I believe that Daniel disappeared around 1:45 p.m. And this is after meeting Roger, because yes, the only thing he does have right and stuff, he changed the date with that too with his slick, slippery ass. So Roger's slick, slippery ass changed the date of that too. He said on 622 they went out or went to breakfast or whatever. But it's really but I got questions about that too. So he says that Daniel, he knew something was wrong because Daniel usually orders the spicy nuggets and he ordered something. Now, if you're going to get breakfast, it ain't no spicy nuggets on the damn menu. That's one thing. So that's suspect to me. Even that is a lie in itself, even when you're attempting to lie about that. You either went to get breakfast or you went to get lunch. But spicy nuggets ain't on no breakfast menu. So something is up with that as well. That's something I picked up on. So anyway, Daniel and Roger were supposed to meet for I guess breakfast. Let me ask God and ancestors. Was Daniel and Roger supposed to meet for breakfast? No. Was they supposed to meet at all? Yes. Was they supposed to meet for lunch? Yes. Okay. They were supposed to meet for lunch. Now, even with that in mind, it depends on what McDonald's is from. They start serving lunch at a certain time. They cut off breakfast at a certain time. Lunch that they had, not breakfast. Oh, this is getting on my nerves. Why do this keep acting stupid on me? I'm trying to. This is getting on my last nerve. So, nevertheless, something is suspect about that story. It's either breakfast or lunch. I'm getting that it was lunch. Daniel disappeared at 1:45 p.m. I'm about to see if that's accurate. Is that accurate? Yes. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that that's accurate. Oh man. So, um, is there anything else that I should be asking right now? Yes. About what? Hold on for a second, y'all. I get some water. Mm, one more minute. So, is there anything else I should be asking about right now? Um, is it? Yeah. Okay. Wow. So, the location, no. Does it have to do with lies that were told? Yes. On who behalf? Roger? No. Kenneth? Yes. Okay. Okay. I can't remember what else they said. Oh, so all of that whole entire account that Ken has made up is a bunch of BS. That's why Daniel's dad could not shake the feeling that he was being lied to and that Kenneth was not being truthful because Kenneth never even seen Daniel that day. The only way that Kenneth knows Daniel, let me ask this too right now while I'm on the live. But in my opinion, the only way that Kenneth knows Daniel is through Roger, not through working together. But I'm gonna ask that: was Kenneth and Daniel ever supposed to be working together? And that's the honest, divine, 100% truth. Yes, they were never supposed to be working together. Y'all hear that? I repeat, they were never supposed to be working together. Kenneth and Daniel was not scheduled to work together. That whole message on the voicemail was all designed to throw everybody for a loop and make them think that's where Daniel was supposed to be working at. When in actuality, Daniel wasn't even supposed to report into work till later that evening. So that's some food for thought for you, okay? So, is there anything else that I should be touching on? No, you just wanted me to touch on it. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that part because the whole entire story about this gonna be big, about all that stuff, all that is fraudulent and all of that is lies. Um, he never was supposed to meet Daniel. He was never supposed to be working with Daniel. Daniel was scheduled, like his real supervisor said, Kevin, to be at the White Tank Mountains. See, the thing was, I remember when I first came to Daniel's dad's channel, right? When I first found his dad's channel, so I had already been working with my grandmother and on these rides and working to find Daniel. Now, I believe I have found Daniel, but I can't make nobody else listen, you know? So, but when at the time, I still back then might have already believed that I had found Daniel. I just could not find Daniel's father. So I was seeing about this stuff, but I had no way to try to get the information to him. But But I remember in the beginning when I first found his channel, when I first turned there, it might have been the very first day. I just remember him saying, if it wasn't the first day, it was around the second or the third day. But what I remember is he was like, my son ain't in the White Tank Mountains. And I was like, what? Because from what I know, his son is in the White Tank Mountains. So, well, he's very close by the White Tank Mountains. Let's say that. He's not in the actual White Tank Mountains, but he's very close by because that's where he was supposed to be. Okay? Now, I just remember that. And I remember back then I said something like, on the sideline, something like, I'm sorry to say, but yes, I believe that that is true. I didn't know who told him that. That's the first thing I heard when I think the first time I turned to the channel, but I'm not sure. But yeah, for sure, he is around the White Tank Mountain area. And that is why all of this whole entire search stuff been wrong, because y'all been misled by Kenneth, who actually was never scheduled to work with Daniel at all. That's not even the person he's supposed to be working with. I don't know who he was supposed to be working with, but Kevin is Daniel's supervisor, and he knew that he was scheduled to work in the White Tank Mountains. And it was actually later that evening, not in the daytime. So, or not in the morning. So all the stuff that Kenneth made up with the rain and this and that and all that, that was fraudulent and that was false information. It had absolutely nothing to do with Daniel Robinson or Daniel Robinson's disappearance. The only person that has something to do with Daniel Robinson's disappearance is Roger. And Roger knows Kenneth. And Roger got Kenneth to say these things. So that's why I came to y'all, just to tell y'all that. That's the information I got today. Is there anything else I forgot? Nope. Okay. Just making sure there's nothing else I forgot. So that's why I came today. I appreciate anybody who pulled up. I just wanted to come forward with the information that I have and the specifics. If you missed it, you're more than encouraged to go back. There's only a 20-minute long live, so you can go back and check to see what I said. I feel like it's important. Hold up. I'm trying to fix this. I feel like it's important that you listen to this whole live so that you can get the information that I got. Thank you for the people that pulled up. I appreciate your presence. It was really appreciated. Hopefully this helps in some type of way. I'm so tired of saying this information and nobody listening. But hey, that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this to give people that don't have a voice a voice. So I'm trying to be Daniel's voice right now in this moment. And I pray that somebody listen for a change. So that's it, and that's all. Thank you for the people that pulled up. I appreciate you. And for the people that come later, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share if you think this is important. You're more than welcome to go back into my older videos to watch more information on Daniel or my older lives. But thank you, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate your presence. If you wish to support the channel, you see the Cash App scrolling across the bottom. All donations are appreciated, no matter how big, how small. Also, if you wish to get in contact with me, my email is listed in the description box. If you wish to book a reading, same thing, email listed in the description box. And once again, finally, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Mwah. Peace.